Earned value analysis measures progress by determining how much of the project cost you've earned. You start by saving a baseline in your project file so you have something to compare progress to. And then you enter actual values to record your actual progress. Earned value measurements convert your plan and your progress both into dollars to figure out where your project stands in terms of budget and schedule. Earned value measures progress through a specific date, so you have to set a status date in Project. On the Project tab, click the Status Date Calendar icon. Then, in the Status Date Select Date box, type the status date you want. In this example, February 10th, 2011, and click OK. Earned value analysis starts with 3 basic measures. To get your bearings with earned value, switch to the Tracking Gantt view. Click the View tab, click the Gantt chart down arrow, and then choose Tracking Gantt. We also want to display the earned value table. Right-click the All Cells box and choose More Tables. Then, in the More Tables dialog box, select Earned Value and click Apply. The first earned value column has a title of BCWS. That stands for Budgeted Cost of Work Scheduled, and it's also known as the planned cost for scheduled work. In plain English, that means it's how much you plan to spend on the work scheduled through the status date. And how much you plan to spend on the work scheduled is nothing more than the baseline cost for the work scheduled. Let's look at the Select Site task. The BCWS value for Select Site is $5,760. That means that through the status date, February 10th, you plan to spend that money on selecting the site for the new office. The next column, BCWP, stands for Budgeted Cost of Work Performed. And that's the earned value, because it's the baseline cost you've actually earned for completing work through the status date. In this example, the budgeted cost for work performed, or earned value, is $7,200. So you see that the earned value is higher than the planned value. And that means that you got more work completed through the status date than you had originally planned. So just remember, when earned value is higher than planned value, the project is ahead of schedule. If earned value is lower than planned value, you haven't accomplished as much as you planned, and the project is behind schedule. The third value is actual cost of work performed. It's how much you actually spent through the status date. And in this example, actual cost for selecting the site is $3,600. The task is complete, so that means that you spent only $3,600 to select the site, but had planned on spending $7,200. If the actual cost is less than the earned value, the project is under budget. Planned value, earned value, and actual cost are all expressed in dollars, so you can compare them to evaluate schedule and cost performance. If you graph these 3 values, you can use the positions of the 3 lines relative to one another to see if the project is on time and within budget. The Earned Value Over Time visual report shows you these 3 measures. Click the Project tab, and then click Visual Reports. Click Earned Value Over Time, and click View. The Earned Value Over Time visual report opens in Excel. The graph you see here is what you always want to see for a project. The earned value line, the blue line, is above the planned value line, which is red, and that means that the project has been ahead of schedule since the beginning. The earned value line is also above the actual cost, which means that the project is under budget too. The earned value graph shows cost along the y-axis and time along the x-axis. Let me scroll down so you can see. Fourth quarter of 2010, first quarter of 2011. Okay, now we're going to go back to project and just look at one more thing with the earned value table. I'm going to close Excel. Click No to throw this file away. Now that we've looked at the visual report, click Close to close the Visual Reports dialog box. The earned value table includes other measures that forecast final costs based on project performance so far. For example, the SV field is the variance between the earned value and planned value. If SV is positive, more work is complete than you planned, so you're ahead of schedule. The tasks in the office move all have positive variance, which is good. The CV field is the variance between earned value and the actual cost. If CV is positive, the baseline cost is greater than the actual cost, so the project is under budget, like the tasks for this move. Estimate at completion, the EAC field, is an estimate of how much a task will cost when it's done, based on its performance so far. And the last one, BAC, budget at completion, is just the baseline cost. Earned value measures can analyze both schedule and cost performance. The earned value table shows several earned value measures task by task. However, the earned value over time visual report is a visual graph that shows you scheduled and cost performance at a glance.